How good is it? How bad is it? So, while we're on our travels, I have fallen behind in doing these. Now, I've almost run out of teams that missed the playoffs to talk about with how bad is it, and I'm sorry, but for me, Calgary is still just how bad is it. I don't see them moving up as much as I see St. Louis. They can absolutely get back in the playoffs, though. Left side, you've got Goudreau, Kachuk, Bennett, Jankowski, Shinkarik, Mangiapane. So we'll see which ones break into that lineup and at what point. Now, Shinkarik I have on the list, even though he didn't play a single game this past year. I would think that his time as a North American hockey player may be coming to a close as soon as next summer. He has the feel of being a guy who ends up playing in Europe and probably excelling as well. Down the middle, they have Monahan, Backlund, Ryan, Chernik, Lazar, Quinn, and Linus Lindstrom I put on there. The thing with this is Derek Ryan has a lot of heart, and Austin Charnick, I am going to miss him in Boston. He was one of those bottom six guys that helped Boston get to where they got this past spring, and he's underrated. He is underrated. I think Calgary's going to like him a lot. Now on the right side, you got Neal, Lindholm, Frolik, Brouwer, Hathaway, and Fu. What stands out to me is if Brouwer's going to be your fourth line guy, you really need to get rid of him. Troy Brouwer is not a fourth line guy, and at least he shouldn't be. And I have no doubt that Calgary may very well have been working the phones to try to move him. Neal and Lindholm, of course, Lindholm can play the middle. Neal as a first liner, I'm torn on that, but I do think they've upgraded here. Although I think they'll miss Ferland's physical nature. I do. I think they'll miss that sandpaper up front. Puts a little more pressure on Kachuk. And maybe Brouwer. Now on the blue line's a whole other issue. You got Giordano, Brody, Hanifin, Hamnick, Kulak, and Stone. Now, Kulak got waived. Kulak got waived late in the week because Calgary wants to prove that he doesn't have much market value. So when nobody picks him up on waivers, they can go in and argue in an arbitration case, hey, we don't have to pay him that much because look, we put him on waivers and nobody picked him up. Now, there's Prout, there's Rasmus Anderson, and Velimaki is on that list as well. Now, Anderson's the interesting one because they've been waiting on him. And I think it's about time to give him a shot. I'm not sure, though, with Anderson's game if he'd be suited to a 5-6 role if he needs to play top four. Noah Hanifin doubles in for Dougie Hamilton. Hanifin doesn't provide the scoring right away that Dougie Hamilton did, but I still think he's a better all-around defenseman 2 or 3 years from now than Hamilton. I think Hanifin is still making that progression. So year one was pretty fantastic. Year two, he had a setback. Year three was kind of in between. I think this being year four, being with a brand new team, I think it's going to help him a lot. Now in goal, you've got Smith. Can Smith stay healthy? If Smith can stay healthy and put up the kind of numbers he did in Arizona, then this is a playoff team. If Smith has issues with his health and you have to go with Riddick and Gillies, I don't think they're a playoff team. This to me is a team that's probably right on that borderline. Now, as Nashville proved last year, you can be a team on that borderline and still go on a nice long run in the playoffs. But I don't know that while they've upgraded things, I don't know how much. And I'm hesitant to say, oh, it's going to be great because of the fact that Smith, at his age with that contract, and having had issues with his health last year, it's tricky. It's sort of like Luongo in Florida. Much the same thing. You've put on a lot of miles, and you've had a great career, but how much further can you go? And I know they have Parsons because I know Flames fans and Flyers fans will mention Carter Hart. Flames fans will mention Parsons, but those guys don't project as being ready right away. Like if Parsons can come in and win a backup job, then you're set. But the odds of that happening are slim. But we'll see what happens. Losing Hamilton, losing Ferland, it does change the whole makeup of the team. Flames fans were telling me all throughout the last half of the season and beyond that the team needed a complete facelift, and they seem to have got that on some level. Of course, you got Goudreau, Monahan, Kachuk, Backlund. That's still your heart and soul in the top two lines. but it'll be an interesting ride for them. They still have $7.6 million in cap space, so if need be, if they need to sign somebody or bring somebody in, there's still something there. But I think they're in pretty good shape. I'll be interested to see what Jankowski does too, because the chart that I used from Roster Resource has him on the fourth line. I don't see him being on the fourth line. I'd be very surprised if a 17 goal scorer from this past year is on that fourth line. So there's a lot of depth here up front. There's some depth on this blue line. It is in the net that I have some concerns. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below this video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. And this has been How Good Is It? Or How Bad Is It? I'm leaning towards How Bad Is It, Calgary. I can understand why Flames fans are going to say How Good Is It? And that optimism could end up being well-founded. Let me know your thoughts, though, and thank you so much for watching.